Welcome to my channel Blessed Twinkle, and today we are gonna study about the chapter number 14 Gaseous Exchange short question answers. हमारे पास यहाँ पे total 9 questions हैं और we are gonna discuss each and every question one by one. Make sure to subscribe to my channel along hitting the bell icon as well to be notified from the each and every video I upload. And make sure to like the video, and if you really like it, and make sure to share the video more and more so it can reach to those students who can't afford coachings. Or now we have question number 1, which is when breathing processes develop in animals. मतलब animals में breathing process कब develop होता है? वो बचपन से ही develop हो जाता है when your digestive system is in the gestation to the process of in the 16 week of gestation आपका process develop हो जाता है. जब birth होती है बच्चे की तो अब lungs fully developed हो चुके होते हैं and the baby is able to respire. And this is the answer. I'm gonna read it for you. Breathing is essential for the survival of the most animals. In humans, the respiratory system begins to develop during the embryonic stage around 4 to 5 weeks after conception. The lungs develop from the foregut, which is a part of the digestive system, and begin from the form air sacs in the tubes from the 16th week of gestation. At birth, the baby's lungs are fully formed and the first breath is taken when the baby is exposed to air. From that point on, the respiratory system continues to grow and mature throughout the childhood and adolescence. So this was the answer of the question number 1. The next question we have is what type of breathing is found in the human beings. ह्यूमन बींग्स में हमारे पास टाइडल टाइप ऑफ ब्रीथिंग होती है जिसमें हमारे पास इनहेलेशन और एक्सहेलेशन का प्रोसेस साइक्लिक मैनर में होता है. सबसे पहले इनहेलेशन होता है और उसके बाद एक्सहेलेशन होता है और ये साइक्लिक प्रोसेस चल रहा होता है कंटिन्यूसली. नाउ वी आर गोना लुक एट द आंसर. Tidal breathing is a type of ventilation that involves inhaling and exhaling air in a cyclic pattern. During inhalation, the diaphragm contracts, causing the chest cavity to expand. This creates a vacuum that draws air into the lungs through the nose or mouth. During the exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and the chest cavity contracts, forcing air out of the lungs. This process is repeated about 12 to 20 times per minute in a healthy adult, and the amount of air inhaled and exhaled with each breath is called tidal volume. So this was the answer of question number 2. Now the third question is that why rate of breathing is increasing in the human. It can be of several reasons. That can be during the exercises, that can be during the depression, anxiety, stress, or any reason can be. The rate of breathing in a human can increase for a variety of reasons, including physical activity, stress, anxiety, and a medical condition such as asthma or pneumonia. When the body needs more oxygen, the respiratory rate increases to bring in more and deliver more oxygen to the cell. Similarly, when the body needs to get rid of the excess carbon dioxide, the respiratory rate increases to expel more air. Now we have question number 4, which is why breathing of human being is called negative pressure breathing. नेगेटिव प्रेशर ब्रीथिंग इसलिए कहलाता है क्योंकि हमारे मस्कुलर ऑर्गन, रेस्पिरेटरी मस्कुलर ऑर्गन्स के अंदर ऑलरेडी एक प्रेशर मौजूद होता है जो कि जब बाहर वाला प्रेशर एंटर होता है तो जो उनमें ऑलरेडी प्रेशर मौजूद होता है उसको डिक्रीज आउट कर देता है. सो नाउ वी आर गोना रीड इट आउट टू मेक इट मोर क्लियर. The breathing of human being is called negative pressure breathing because it involves creating a negative pressure or vacuum in the chest cavity to draw air into the lungs. During inhalation, the diaphragm and other respiratory muscles contract, causing the chest cavity to expand and the pressure inside to decrease. This decrease in pressure creates a vacuum that draws air into the lungs. This is in contrast to positive pressure breathing, which is used by some animals such as amphibians and reptiles like dinosaurs, frogs, crocodiles, snakes, and several others, and involves forcing air into the lungs by creating a positive pressure in the mouth or nostrils. So this was the answer of question number 4. Now the next question we are exploring is question number 5, which is how carbon dioxide from the cell transport to the lungs. Carbon dioxide जो है different ways में transport होती है. It can be transport as oxygen by binding with hemoglobin. It can be also transported as bicarbonate ions, or it can be directly through the plasma. Carbon dioxide is transported from the cells to the lungs in the bloodstream. When the cells produce energy, they produce carbon dioxide as a waste product which diffuses into the surrounding tissues and then into the blood. The carbon dioxide is transported in the blood in 3 ways: dissolved in the plasma, bound to hemoglobin in the red blood cells, or as a bicarbonate ion. The majority of the carbon dioxide is transported in the form of bicarbonate ions, which are formed when carbon dioxide reacts with water in the blood. The bicarbonate ions are then transported to the lungs, where they are converted back into their carbon dioxide and exhaled. हमारे पास क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 जो है, दैट इज़ विच ऑफ द पिगमेंट इज़ कॉल्ड रिस्पिरेटरी पिगमेंट. हमारी बॉडी में रिस्पिरेटरी पिगमेंट जो होता है वो हीमोग्लोबिन होता है. हीमोग्लोबिन इज़ अ रिस्पिरेटरी पिगमेंट इन ह्यूमन्स एंड मैनी अदर एनिमल्स. Hemoglobin is a protein found in red blood cells that is responsible for transporting oxygen from the lungs to the tissues and carrying carbon dioxide from the tissues to the lungs to be exhaled. Hemoglobin has a high affinity for oxygen, which allows it to pick up oxygen in the lungs and release it in the tissue where it is needed. So this was the answer of the question number 6. हमारे पास क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 है, ड्रॉ फ्लो चार्ट फॉर द पैसेज ऑफ द एयर फ्रॉम एक्सटर्नल नेरीज टू अल्वुलाई. नेरीज से हमारे पास नोस्ट्रल आते हैं. नोस्ट्रल्स में हमारे पास स्मॉल हेयर्स होते हैं और म्यूकस होता है जो कि ट्रैप करते हैं डस्ट पार्टिकल्स को और किल कर देता है. फ्रॉम देयर टू देन फेरिंग्स, फ्रॉम देयर टू लैरिंग्स. लैरिंग्स जो है वोकल कॉर्ड्स होते हैं टू प्रोड्यूस साउंड, और वी कैन से इट इज़ अ साउंड बॉक्स. फ्रॉम देयर टू लैरिंग्स से फिर हमारे पास ट्रैकिया में एंटर होगी. ट्रैकिया में हमारे पास कार्टिलेजिनस रिंग्स होते हैं टू प्रिवेंट द कोलैप्सिंग. फिर वहाँ से हमारे पास ब्रोंकाई में डिवाइड हो जाता है ट्रैकिया, एंड ईच ब्रोंकाई इज इंसर्टेड इनटू देयर रिस्पेक्टिव लंग्स. हमारे पास 2 लंग्स होते हैं. लंग्स के बाद हमारे पास ब्रोंक्यूल्स आते हैं. ब्रोंकाई जो होती हैं मैनी ब्रांचेस में सब ब्रांचेस में डिवाइड हो जाती हैं जो कि ब्रोंक्यूल्स कहलाती हैं. हर ब्रोंक्यूल में एक एल्वियोलर सैक होता है. दे आर सैक लाइक स्ट्रक्चर, और फिर उसमें गैसेस एक्सचेंज होती है. सो दिस वाज ऑल दी प्रोसेस और फ्लो चार्ट ऑफ दी नेरीज टू अल्वियोलाई, जहाँ पे हमारे पास नेरीज से अल्वियोलाई तक आता है. फिर एक्सचेंज होता है एक्सलेशन में ये होता है अल्वियोलाई टू bronchioles, bronchioles to bronchi, then trachea, then larynx, then pharynx, then nasal cavity, then nostril, and then nares. Now we have question number 8, which is why hair and mucus glands are present in the nostrils and trachea. Hairs और mucus gland म्यूकस सिक्रीट करता है जो कि जर्म पार्टिकल्स जो कि एयर के साथ एंटर हो जाते हैं उसको किल आउट करने में या उसको रोकने में हेल्प आउट करता है. सो नाउ वी आर गोना रीड द आंसर. Hair and the mucus glands are present in the nostrils and trachea to help filter and trap foreign particles and microorganisms, preventing them from entering the lungs. The hair in the nostrils act as a physical barrier, trapping larger particles such as dust and pollen. The mucus glands and the nostrils and trachea produce a sticky substance which is called mucus, which traps smaller particles such as bacteria and viruses. The cilia, tiny hair-like structure that line the airways, then move the mucus and trap particles up and out of the respiratory system, where they can be coughed and sneezed out of the body. Then this defense mechanism helps to protect the delicate tissue of the lungs from the damage and infection. Now we have the 9th question, which is how exchange of gases occurs at alveolar level. अल्वियोलाई में हमारे पास कैपिलरीज होती हैं जिसमें रेड ब्लड सेल रन हो रहा होता है. उसमें हीमोग्लोबिन होते हैं विच इज़ अ रिस्पिरेटरी पिगमेंट. ऑक्सीजन पहले उसके साथ एक कॉम्प्लेक्स बनाता है. 1 हीमोग्लोबिन इज एबल टू बाइंड 4 ऑक्सीजन मॉलिक्यूल्स टुगेदर. फिर वो जाते हैं सेल्स के पास मूव होता है रेड ब्लड सेल्स. फिर वहाँ से कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड ली जाती है, वो बाइंड होती है हीमोग्लोबिन के साथ और ऑक्सीजन जो होता है रिलीज़ किया जाता है सेल्स में और फिर वहाँ से कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड अल्विलाई में ब्रॉड की जाती है और फिर वहाँ से एक्सेल्ड आउट होती है. Now we are reading the answer of it. The exchange of gases occurs at alveolar level through a process called diffusion. Oxygen from the air in the alveoli diffuses across the thin walls of the alveoli and into the surrounding capillaries, where it binds to hemoglobin molecule in red blood cells. At the same time, carbon dioxide from the blood diffuses across the capillary walls and into the alveoli, where it can be exhaled. This exchange of gases is driven by the differences in the pressure and the concentration gradient between the air in the alveoli and the blood in the capillaries. The thin walls of alveoli and the capillaries allow for efficient gaseous exchange, ensuring that oxygen is delivered to the body tissues and carbon dioxide is removed from the body. Thanks for watching and make sure to like the video, share the video more and more so it can reach to those students who can't afford coachings, and like my video, share it more and more and subscribe to my channel. Allah Hafiz.